Welcome to the Math Record. Today I'll be covering the ICTM 2021 Division AA Algebra 2 questions 17, 18, and 20. Let's begin with number 17. Three fair cubical dice are thrown. Determine the probability that the sum of the face-up dots is 9. So let's have 1 plus 1, which is 2, which is not possible because then it has to be 1 plus 1 plus 7, and there's no possible 7. So the smallest is 1 plus 2 plus 6. So that's 3 plus 6, which is 9. So next one is 1 plus 3 plus 5, and then 1 plus 4 plus 4. And we stop right there because 4 equals 4. So these are all the combinations possible with a 1. So let's try the one with a 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So add a 5, which makes 9. So the next one is 1 plus 3 plus 4, and we stop right there because they're really, really close. And now the next number is 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 9. So we stop right there because all the numbers are the same. Now to find all the now we need to find the number of permutations in total. So there's 3 different numbers, so there's 6 of them. So because it's 1, 2, and 6, 1, 6, 2, 2, 1, 6, 2, 6, 1, and 6, 1, 2, and 6, 2, 1. So there's 6 possible combinations. Same case here, 3 different numbers, so there's 6 of them. There's 2 of the same number, so there's 3 of them, which is 1, 4, 1, 4, 4, 4, 1, 4, and 4, 4, 1. Same case here, there's 2 same numbers, so there's 3 possible permutations. 6 different numbers, so 6 possible permutations. And all the same numbers, so there's only 1 possible permutation, which is just 3, 3, 3. So 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 is 25. So there's that many combinations that make up a sum of 9 out of the total amount, which is 6 times 6 times 6. Because each dice has 6 possible combinations, which is 216. So our answer is 25 over 216. And it's just that simple for probability. Okay, question 18. Let f be the function given by f of x equals x cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. The equation f of x equals 0 has a double root x equals r and a single root at x equals negative 2r. The graph of y equals absolute value of f of x meets the lines y equals 0, y equals 2, y equals 4, and y equals 6 in 2 points, 4 points, 3 points, and 2 points respectively. The 6 of these intersection has a positive x-coordinate and 4 of them have negative x-coordinates. Determine the ordered pair of zeros of f of x as r, negative 2r. Okay, to solve this, there's basically 2 possible for the cubic. Since it has a leading coefficient of 1, that means it's positive, means it's either going to look like this, where it bounces and then crosses, or it's going to cross and then bounce. So it's only one of these two. And then if we're looking for absolute value of f, this is just f, so the absolute value, which is make all the negative to positive. So this would be something like this. It looks like that. Okay. For this one, we just need to make this one positive. And this would be exactly the same match. In both of these cases, you kind of see that it kind of looks like a W function. And that's basically what it's going to look like. Okay. So switch back to white. So let's just make a line first. And then we're going to draw our W function for absolute value. Now we're going to look for y equals 0, y equals 2, y equals 4, and y equals 6. So y equals 0, we have 2 points of intersection. Actually, and then when we have y equals 2, let's make this a bit taller. There's 4 points of intersection, which makes sense. And then when y equals 4, there are 3 points of intersection, which makes sense because then it hits one of them right here. And then when y equals 6, we have 2 points of intersection. Okay, So remember, this is the absolute value of f of x. So 6 of these have positive x coordinates. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has to be the ones on the right. And then on the negatives, which is the ones on the left, so 1, 2, 3, 4 has been negative. So we're just left with 1 here, so it's not positive or negative. That means this is be the 0. So the x value, x coordinate of this point is 0. So we could just draw a coordinate axis right here. So this is where our coordinate axis is going to be. So 1 right here and 1 right here. Okay, so that gives us one of our points. So this is y value is 2 and x value is 0. And now we just need to find our general equation of our circle. I mean of our polynomial. So we know we have a double root at r and a single root at negative 2r. So expanding this out, that's x squared minus 2r plus r squared times x plus 2r. So that's x cubed, which is 2rx, sorry, forgot to write the x, 2rx plus r squared, x plus 2r. So that's x cubed, 2rx squared, negative 2rx squared, so those cancel each other out. Negative 4r squared x and r squared, so then that's negative 3r squared x. And then r squared times 2r equals 2r cubed. So this is our f of x equation. So remember this was f of absolute value of f of x. So this is either a plus or minus 2 because it could have been right here but flipped over to the top. So it's either when we plug in 0, that's either plus or minus 2. So when we plug in 0 in here, that means 2r to the power of 3 equals plus or minus 2. That means r equals plus or minus 1. So r equals plus or minus 1. That means the other root, which is negative 2r, is if this is plus 1, this is minus 2. Or if it's minus 1, this will be plus 2. So our possible answer is positive 1, negative 2, or negative 1, positive 2. So there are two possible answers, which contradicts what they gave in the answers, which said it's only negative 1, 2, but I really believe that 1 and negative 2 is also another possible answer. Okay, but let's just go to the next question, question 20. The zeros of the function f given by f of x equals x cubed plus 8x squared minus 25x minus 200 are PQR. If a triangle exists with side length absolute value p, absolute value q, absolute value r, determine the numeric area of the triangle. If the triangle doesn't exist, find the smallest possible value p plus q to the power of r. So to do this, you could probably just graph this in your calculator and find out what the roots are, and you'll get something like negative 5, 5, and 8. So absolute value of all of them is just 5, 5, 8. So to find the area of a triangle with this, because it's definitely going to be a triangle, because 5 plus 5 is greater than 10. So that tells us that this is going to be a triangle. And to find the area, we could use something called Heron's formula, which is basically add all these together. So 5 plus 8, that's 18. Divide by 2, which give us 9. So that's our first number. And then we're going to subtract this number by the three numbers. So 9 minus 5 equals 4. And then 9 minus this 5 is 4. 9 minus this 8 equals 1. Multiply all these four numbers and then take the square of it. And that gives us our area. And that's Heron's formula. So square root of 9 equals 3. Square root of 4 equals 2. Square root of 4 equals 2. Square root of 1 equals 1. So 3 times 2 times 2 equals 12. And that's your answer for number 20. And that's basically it. And here are all the answers for all the questions again, but I already showed them in the previous video. Well, thanks for watching, and in the next video, I'll answer questions for pre-calculus.